I once watched my closest friend destroy himself trying to be the good guy. He gave everything. Forgave everyone. Sacrificed his peace for people who couldn't even remember his name. 3 years later, I saw him again. He wasn't broken anymore. He was controlled. Ruthless. Unshakable. And he told me something I'll never forget. He said, "The world didn't change. I did. I stopped being easy to break." That line hit me hard because I realized something uncomfortable. It wasn't just his story. It was mine. And if we're being honest, it's yours too. Right now, there are two versions of you. Version 1 explains too much, apologizes too fast, tolerates disrespect, and keeps hoping people will change. You bend yourself just to be understood, respected, loved. But the more you give, the less they value you. Then there's version 2, silent, certain, dangerous, in control. They don't argue. They don't beg. They don't chase. They remove people quietly, without guilt, without noise. You've been living as version 1 for too long, and it's killing you. It made you soft where you should have been sharp, kind where you should have been calculated. Machiavelli once wrote, "It is better to be feared than loved, if you cannot be both." He wasn't talking about cruelty. He was talking about control, about knowing when to stop breaking yourself for others. Today, I'm going to show you how to awaken version 2, the one people feel, but can never manipulate. There are 8 shifts that separate weakness from power. Each one will demand a piece of your old self. Each one will feel like burning what used to define you. But if you stay until the end, you won't recognize who you used to be. You'll stop begging the world for peace, and start generating it from within. Because this world will break you, unless you become ruthless. Before we begin, drop this in the comments: "I will not break again." The first transformation into ruthlessness begins when you realize this one hard truth. Your weakness was never your heart. It was where you placed it. You've been bleeding energy into people who feed off your light but never return it. You kept helping, kept forgiving, kept explaining yourself, hoping that maybe, just maybe, they'd finally recognize your worth. But they never do. Why? Because in the psychology of power, what's freely given is subconsciously devalued. People instinctively confuse generosity with inferiority. When you give too easily, they assume you need to be liked. And the moment someone senses need, they gain leverage over you. That's how weakness is born, not from failure, but from emotional dependence disguised as kindness. Machiavelli once said, "Men are quicker to offend one who is loved than one who is feared." Ungrateful people exploit your goodness because they don't fear losing it. They know you'll stay. They know you'll forgive. They know no matter how badly they treat you, you'll justify their behavior with excuses like, "They're just going through something." That's not compassion, that's self-deception. The truth is brutal but simple. People remember pain, not kindness. They respect consequences, not explanations. The more predictable your mercy becomes, the more invisible you become. Every time you tolerated disrespect, you trained them to see you as disposable. Every time you explained your worth, you confirmed you had to prove it. That's the silent psychology behind why the good ones get broken first. The world doesn't destroy you because you're kind. It destroys you because you confuse being kind with being harmless. Ungrateful people are predators in human form. They don't hunt your body. They hunt your guilt. They weaponize your empathy and stab you with it. So stop believing you owe loyalty just because you once cared. Your care is a privilege, not a right. Give it only to those who earn it through consistent respect. Everyone else should feel the sharpness of your absence. Detachment is your defense. Indifference is your revenge. Machiavelli warned us when he said, "Men are ungrateful, fickle, false, cowardly, and covetous." Never hand power to the ungrateful. They'll use it to weaken you. You must unlearn the lie that being good will save you. Goodness without boundaries is a slow death. Ruthlessness isn't cruelty. It's correction. It's the moment you stop rewarding betrayal with access. When you stop answering every call, stop forgiving every lie, stop explaining your silence. That's when the ungrateful panic. They realize they can't feed off your emotional reactions anymore. That's when power shifts. You become the one who decides who gets your attention, and who fades into irrelevance. The world belongs to those who guard their energy like a weapon, not those who waste it like a wish. Every ounce of strength you pour into the wrong people is power stolen from your future. Withdraw it, conserve it, rebuild it. Let them wonder what happened to your warmth. Tell them it froze the moment you saw the truth. Some people deserve your distance more than your devotion. Pain is the purest teacher because it never lies. It doesn't flatter your ego. It doesn't care about excuses. It exposes you, strips you, burns everything weak inside until only the real you remains. Here's the truth. It's not the amount of pain you felt that separates the broken from the powerful. It's what you do with it. Weak people drown in pain. They cry over fairness. They expect the world to heal them. But ruthless minds, they know pain is currency. Spend it building yourself, or waste it whining. Those who rise from destruction aren't lucky. They're strategic. They look at betrayal, heartbreak, failure, and ask, what's this teaching me about control? Not, why me? Machiavelli once said, never waste the opportunity offered by a good crisis. Every moment of suffering is an invitation to evolve into someone untouchable. Pain is not punishment, it's information. It tells you exactly where your weakness lives. Every betrayal shows you who you trusted too easily. Every rejection reveals where you placed your worth. Every loss exposes the illusion of permanence. When you start seeing pain this way, it stops being a wound and becomes a weapon. You use it to sharpen your mind instead of destroy it. Most people cry to feel better. The strong, they reflect to get stronger. When hurt, they don't chase closure. They create power. They study enemies instead of hating them. They analyze mistakes instead of running from them. Every heartbreak becomes emotional discipline. Every disappointment becomes focus. That's the essence of Machiavellian resilience, using the world's cruelty as fuel, not chains. Pain is the forge where dominance is born. When life breaks you, it shows who you really are, without masks. Stop running from it, sit with it, feel every ounce of the fire, because once you survive your own suffering, no one else can control you with fear. The moment you stop fearing pain, you become unpredictable. And unpredictability, that's power, manipulation, guilt, rejection. None of it works when you've faced worse and survived. Machiavelli believed a wise man learns more from misfortune than comfort. Pain activates awareness. It forces evolution. It silences illusion. You start seeing people for who they are, not who you wished they'd be. You start choosing logic over emotion. The more you endure, the less reactive you become. You move like someone already forged in fire. That energy commands respect because it's dangerous. People feel it when you walk into a room. Your aura, heavy with the wisdom of survival. You no longer carry scars with shame. You wear them like armor. Your silence is steady. Your gaze sharp. That's when you know you've crossed from being shaped by pain to shaping others through it. Next time life hurts you, don't curse it. Study it. Ask, what advantage is hidden here? Every moment of agony carries a seed of dominance if you're ruthless enough to use it. Drop this affirmation in the comments, my pain builds power. The hunger to be understood is a trap. It chains powerful minds to mediocrity. You keep explaining yourself, hoping people will finally see your intentions, your truth, your goodness. But here's the cold reality. Most people don't care to understand you. They only care to categorize you. They listen to find weakness, not to comprehend. The more you explain, the more ammo you give them to use against you. This is why the ruthless stay silent. They let others guess, project, assume. In that confusion, they're untouchable. Machiavelli said, he who wishes to be obeyed must know how to command. You must never over-explain. Explaining is a defensive act. It screams, I still need validation. Power doesn't justify itself. It simply exists. The most intimidating people don't justify, they command silently. Their presence alone sparks respect. Every word you don't say is a weapon. Every false assumption people make about you, another layer of armor. Stop rushing to explain yourself. Every time you do, you hand someone the blueprint of your mind. Teaching them how to disarm you is weakness, not kindness. Transparency invites dissection, and dissection kills the magic of power. Machiavelli also said, "The wise stop justifying themselves early, while the fool keeps talking until he's exposed." You don't owe anyone clarity. Your choices, your distance, your standards, your silence. Let them misunderstand. Let them think you're cold, arrogant, detached. Every wrong label they give you, another shield. Once you stop correcting people, you regain control. Control lives in restraint. Silence is not weakness, it's weaponized composure. It makes others nervous because they can't predict your next move. Uncertainty creates respect, that's psychological dominance. Think of the most powerful people you know. They weren't loud, they didn't shout, they didn't need to. Every word unsaid. A storm people can't forecast, every pause. Authority in motion. When someone misjudges you, let them sit in their assumptions. Truth is your weapon, don't waste it proving your innocence. Those who truly value you will never need an explanation. Power isn't about convincing, it's about being so self-assured that their confusion doesn't matter. Once you kill the need to be understood, you finally understand yourself. Don't beg. Don't chase. Begging for attention, love, or closure is how even the strongest become slaves. The more you chase what's walking away, the smaller you appear in the eyes of those who never intended to value you. Detachment is not coldness, it's control. It's the skill of walking away from anything that threatens your self-respect, no matter how much you once wanted it. Most people confuse attachment with loyalty, but they're opposites. Loyalty is strength, attachment is dependence. The world has conditioned you to believe that fighting for people proves your care, but in dark psychology, the one who chases always loses power. Begging, whether for time, affection, or attention, broadcasts weakness. Weakness invites exploitation. Machiavelli said, "The one who is not master of himself cannot be master of others." When your emotions rule you, you're easy to control. The ruthless detach not because they lack emotion, but because they refuse to be owned by it. When someone pulls away, they don't argue or explain, they observe. When someone disrespects them, they vanish. Silence becomes their sword, absence becomes their message. In a world built on emotional manipulation, detachment is the ultimate rebellion. It terrifies manipulators because it kills their power source, your reaction. Once you stop reacting, you become unreadable. Unpredictability breeds fear. Your energy shifts. You stop waiting and start deciding. Those who once ignored you begin noticing your silence. Silence from someone who used to react is louder than any confrontation. Detachment gives you authority. The authority to walk away from chaos with peace intact. Machiavelli believed, control over your emotions is the foundation of every successful ruler. Those who cannot detach are doomed to be controlled by those who can. He said men are driven by two impulses, love or fear. Master your attachment, and you control both. The ruthless understand not everyone deserves access, not every emotion deserves expression, not every relationship deserves revival. Learn to withdraw your energy without announcement. Close doors quietly. Make your distance feel like punishment. That's psychological warfare at its most elegant form. The more you detach, the more power you reclaim. Peace isn't found in connection, it's found in control. True strength is loving deeply yet walking away the moment someone threatens your self-respect. Detachment doesn't mean you don't care, it means you care correctly. About yourself first. When you stop begging, you stop bleeding. When you stop bleeding, no one can feed on you again. Boundaries aren't walls, they're invisible armor that separates power from chaos. Without them, your life is an open field, Anyone can enter, take what they want, and leave you empty. You've been taught that saying no is selfish, that setting limits makes you unkind. Truth, absence of boundaries equals self-betrayal. Every time you tolerate disrespect, forgive without consequence, or let people cross lines to keep the peace, you surrender pieces of yourself. Weak people confuse tolerance with strength. The ruthless know better. A heart without armor is a target. Machiavelli said, "A prince who is not wise himself cannot be well advised." If you cannot guard yourself, no one else will. The world doesn't honor openness, it exploits it. The one smiling at your kindness today will test it tomorrow. Boundaries are not cruelty, they're clarity. Clarity terrifies manipulators because it removes leverage. In dark psychology, boundaries are weapons of control. The person who enforces them dictates the terms of every relationship. When you calmly say no without guilt, you communicate dominance. When you cut off access after betrayal, you announce that your worth is non-negotiable. The powerful don't argue about respect, they demonstrate it through distance. Forgiveness without consequences equals submission. Mercy without structure equals chaos. Stop rewarding bad behavior with your presence. Silence will teach the lesson louder than words. The fearful will call it arrogance. The weak will label it ego. The wise will recognize it as self-command. Machiavelli also said, "He who allows himself to be deceived is deserving of deception." You teach people how to treat you by what you tolerate. When you protect your space like a fortress, parasites vanish, noise fades, your peace returns. You see who truly values you. Those who respect your rules, not resent them. Boundaries attract quality and repel corruption. They filter the loyal from the opportunistic, the genuine from the manipulative. They make your presence earned, not available. To live without boundaries equals live without dignity. To live with them equals command your world with quiet authority. Ruthless people know kindness without defense invites destruction. They build walls not from fear, but wisdom. Goal isn't to be liked, goal is to be respected. Every boundary you set is a declaration. This is where my peace begins. Those who truly value you will never ask you to lower your armor, they'll stand outside it with. Silence is the weapon the powerful wield when words lose their value. Most people fear silence because it exposes their lack of control. They talk to fill the air, prove confidence, or seek validation through noise. Every unnecessary word you speak becomes ammunition for someone else's manipulation. The wise know, in a world addicted to talking, silence equals dominance. Machiavelli said, "Never reveal all your thoughts, for it makes you predictable and vulnerable." When people can read your emotions, they calculate your reactions. Predictable equals controllable, unpredictable equals untouchable. Silence makes you unreadable. It builds a mysterious aura that forces others to second-guess themselves. The quiet person in the room holds more power than the loudest one. In dark psychology, silence is not emptiness, it's strategy. It shifts control without confrontation. When you say nothing, others reveal everything. Their insecurities, motives, weaknesses. They expose themselves while trying to understand you. The ruthless listen more, speak less, act strategically. The weak rush to justify themselves. The strong wait for the perfect moment to strike. Every pause you hold increases your authority. Every silence lets others unknowingly surrender power. Power thrives in perception. The less people know, the more they fear. Silence creates psychological tension. It makes others project their fears onto you. They wonder what you're thinking, what you might do next. That uncertainty gives you invisible control. Your silence will echo louder than arguments. People expect noise. They fear stillness. Stillness is power. Machiavelli said, "The wise man does at once what the fool does finally." The fool defends with words. The wise guard themselves with silence. Stop explaining. Stop justifying. Stop proving. Shift from emotional to strategic. Stop playing defense. Start commanding the game. Power doesn't beg to be understood, it demands to be felt. Silence makes you unpredictable. Unpredictability breeds respect. When you master your tongue, you master your power. In a world where everyone wants to be heard, the one who masters silence becomes impossible to defeat. Loyalty is a weapon, but only when it's selective. The moment you give it blindly, it becomes your cage. Machiavelli warned, men are ungrateful, fickle, and deceitful. Expecting pure loyalty invites betrayal. Power belongs to those who know when to align and when to withdraw. The world isn't moved by goodness, it's moved by strategy. Absolute loyalty to anyone, friend, mentor, leader, surrenders your independence. People see devotion as weakness, not virtue. The loyal become predictable, and predictability equals death in the game of power. Dark psychology teaches, loyalty must be calculated, not emotional. True Machiavellian loyalty is conditional. It serves your growth, protection, and rise. Once it stops serving those, reevaluate. Most people stay loyal out of fear, fear of being alone, fear of rejection, fear of losing approval. These same people will be discarded or betrayed when no longer useful. The powerful never attach to the person, they attach to the opportunity. Alliances shift like tides. They ride them, never resist. Your loyalty should be a mask, not your identity. Wear it when it benefits you, remove it when it becomes a liability. This isn't cruelty, it's realism. The world rewards those who think, not those who feel. Machiavelli wrote, a wise man ought never to make himself depend wholly on one thing or one person. Dependence kills autonomy, and autonomy is the root of dominance. Never reveal where your true allegiance lies. Let people believe you're on their side, but remain internally free. The illusion of loyalty is more powerful than loyalty itself. It keeps others comfortable while keeping you untouchable. In politics, business, and personal life, this is how empires are built. Kings fall because they trust too deeply. Subordinates are eliminated because they serve too faithfully. Friends turn enemies because they expect equality where hierarchy rules. When you're too loyal, people stop respecting you. They test your boundaries, exploit your devotion. Stop fearing your withdrawal. Fear maintains order. When people know you can walk away without hesitation, they treat your loyalty as a privilege, not a guarantee. That's how you command respect. Give loyalty like a sword, sharp, deliberate, and only when it cuts in your favor. Never give it like a gift. Gifts are forgotten, weapons are remembered. This mindset makes you unpredictable. The ultimate psychological advantage. They cannot manipulate someone they cannot define. This is the essence of Machiavellian power, loyal in appearance, sovereign in reality. The modern world may call it cold or heartless. But those words come from the powerless, the ones who worship their betrayers. Remember, loyalty without strategy equals self-betrayal. You owe nothing to anyone who would not bleed for your survival. Your allegiance must always belong to your purpose, not the people who come and go. Becoming untouchable is the ultimate evolution of power. It's the point where no insult, betrayal, or manipulation can pierce your armor. This isn't about cruelty or arrogance, it's about complete sovereignty over yourself. The world will always throw chaos at you, people will always test your patience, circumstances will never bend to your desires, the weak break, the fearful react, the unprepared crumble, but the untouchable move like a shadow over the battlefield, unaffected, unshaken, unowned. Machiavelli once wrote, "He who is wise will be master of himself. For he who is mastered by others is never free." True freedom comes from inner mastery. To become untouchable, you must stop chasing love, approval, and validation. Let go of dependence on others for your peace. Remove the levers others use to control your mind. The world doesn't reward kindness or honor virtue, it respects power, self-possession, and relentless clarity. When you stop relying on others to feed your ego, your energy becomes a fortress, shielding you from manipulation, deceit, and distraction. The untouchable build themselves deliberately. They invest in skills, discipline, and strategy. They cultivate patience, presence, and quiet confidence. Their reputation is earned by consistency, not noise. Dark psychology shows. People fear what they cannot control. Once you detach from expectation, reaction, and the need to be understood or loved, you become a psychological enigma. No one can predict your moves. No one can pull strings on your mind. The untouchable act from strategy, not emotion. Anger is measured, fear is irrelevant, desire is disciplined, every reaction is intentional, every silence is meaningful. You become the axis around which chaos spins, unmoved by the storms that collapse others. Machiavelli said, "It is better to be feared than loved if you cannot be both." Being feared isn't terror, it's presence, control, and awareness that crossing you has a cost. Untouchability is the ability to make people hesitate before testing you. It's the quiet declaration. You are no longer accessible for exploitation. No betrayal, insult, or manipulation can unsettle you because you are complete within yourself. You are no longer a reflection of others' opinions. You are the sum of your own strategy and willpower. To reach this stage, you must shed dependence, drop the need to justify, forgive, or be recognized, rise above attachment, resentment, and longing. The untouchable do not flinch. They understand the impermanence of external validation. When you reach this level, power becomes effortless. People sense it instinctively. They either respect it or fear it, but they cannot ignore it. You are no longer a participant in others' manipulations. You are the standard by which influence and control are measured. Move through the world untouchable, because you have mastered the only thing that ever mattered, yourself. Remember this. The world won't wait for you to be ready. It will test you, betray you, and push you to your limits. And now, go live like the version of yourself the world cannot bend, cannot manipulate, and cannot break.